Good evening, everyone. I am Rohit Raghavan, and I am going to today present some more puzzles to you all so that you could identify the ideas that are involved in the puzzles and therefore play the best moves possible in order to generate a quick tactical win. So let's get started. Here is the first position of our day. It's just a sec. It's white to move, and you have to find the best move here, which would lead to the eventual win of the white pieces player, a player who is building the white pieces. So here, if you notice, this bishop is on b3. This is a light squared bishop. Knight is on d5. King is on e6. I hope you can see this line. Okay, yeah, this line, this diagonal a2 to f7 g8 diagonal, and on this diagonal we have b3 d5 and e6 on the same line. Imagine a scenario where this knight maybe moves here. Okay, for example, let's just say then this bishop will be under fire because it will crop a check. Okay, so what's the deal here? The deal is what's the deal? So the deal is basically what we have to do is, I mean, just to reiterate the facts. What we have to just do here is to also observe these pawns in here, which are h4 and h5 and h7 pawns. These are the crucial bread and butter winners of this position. So we have to combine this idea of bishop on being b3, checking this black king, as well as we have to ensure that this promotion is being done because this dark squared bishop of black controls this h8 square. So think of a way where this knight somehow blocks the movement of this bishop as well as enables the pawn to become a queen, at the same time gives a check to this king, or not a check but a threaten to the king, in which it has to react actively, and each type of reaction leads to a checkmate. So the move here is actually knight. We are picking up the knight and we are placing it to f6, and this is a check. Knight f6 is a check. Why? Why knight can only go to f6? Reason is, if you take on king takes f6, notice that this bishop cannot control this diagonal for now, because this king will block the root of the bishop. Hence, white will promote to a queen here and he will win easily. Second thing, here, if we play knight f6 check here at this point, then you can also not go to king e7. Okay, otherwise it becomes a queen because this bishop is blocked by the knight now. Okay, and you may ask, why not knight c7 or knight f4 for that matter? Well, the reason is king will go to f6. If king goes to f6, then h8, h1, h8 pawn will become queen. But if king can actually slide to d7 or e7 as well. And in that case, there is no blockading of this pawn on this bishop line. I mean, what I'm meaning to say is, let's say you place the knight on f4. For example, I'm saying, other than knight f6, if we place a knight on f4, okay, then observe that this bishop is still controlling this promotion square of the white. We didn't manage to block the pathway that is being constructed by white light squared bishop. Okay, sorry, the dark squared bishop of black. So king can just go to e7 or even d6 or anywhere he wants. He will not get this pawn promoted. That's the only agenda here. Okay, so correct answer is knight f6. Let's look at the next puzzle. This is the next puzzle, and it's also white to move and win. Try to find the idea here. The idea, basically, this is also based on a discover check pattern. Okay, so basically, what you have to play. When I see this position, I see that the king on d5 is vulnerable to this bishop because it can crop a check from bg8. Okay, that's one thing. Now knight f, very very obvious move here for everybody is knight g3. Okay, simple pawn takes, we are a piece up, why to worry? That's the mediocre style of thinking. Let's think a bit aggressively here. Okay, what do I mean by aggressive thinking? The thing is, this king is on d5, right? This king is on d5 and this bishop is on h7. Imagine a scenario where bishop is giving a check to the king on d5 through g8. Can we play that? Don't scream out yet because this is a check and this rook actually cannot take our rook now because this is a check. And the only and if that rook doesn't take and king moves, let's say to e4, then we take his rook on h8 and we will be a clear rook up. But he also cannot take. We are also threatening to take the same. Hence, he has to take this rook back. But what is the problem? Can you find the OG move? The correct move is the pony moving to e7. That's it. That's a royal fork. King is forked, rook is forked, and everything is forked. Everything is done and dusted. And this is a clear win for white where he has a rook up in this position. For example, I will just show you the solution here. Solution is bishop g8 check, uh, rook takes g8, knight e7, king e6, knight g8, and king f7, knight f6 check. If he goes king g6, we can just slide our rook to h4. That's it. See how simple it is. Let's move on to the next person. Yeah. So here we go. 20th puzzle. Third move. It's also white. Third puzzle. It's also white to play. And let's look at the board here. So what do we have? We have two knights, a rook. Okay, and black has two rooks. Both the pieces. Uh, I mean, black has an activity here, but it's white to move, and this king on g5 doesn't feel much safe here because every square that is being every square that it can possibly go through, all the squares have been blocked. So we have to find a ways to somehow, use this block aid as a stopping tool to win or to checkmate the king immediately. I find some ideas first of all here, which is rook g7. What happens? Because we play rook g7, a king f6 can lead to escape of the king. But we have put the king in a very zugzwang, you know, a dream position for a chess player. So knight e4 is also possible, but you are just dropping this for a freedom. So can we combine the rook and knight in such a way that we further restrict the pattern of the movement of movement of the king as much as possible? So let us think on that aspect. Okay. Notice the controlling squares of the king. f6 is controlled by rook, so rook cannot move beyond f6, otherwise king will escape to f6. Okay. This g6 square is controlled by this knight. Okay. And this f5 square is controlled by this knight as well. And this f4 is being defended by the rook as well as the king. Okay. h5 is also guarded by this knight. h4 is not also possible, and h6 is blocked by its own rook. So can we combine the idea of something like restricting with the rook as well as with the knight? Okay, let's get started. Here the correct move. Here the correct move. Is it rook f6? No. Is it rook f8? No. That's too passive. That's a waiting move. We have to play the immediate moves. So here in the insane rook f5 check is the correct answer. Why it is the correct answer? Rook f5. There are only two options. Sorry, there is only one option. This is rook takes f5 because this knight actually guards this rook on f5. Therefore, king cannot take the same. And also, we have seen that this control is being exercised fully by the king. So he definitely has no chances. So rook f5, rook takes f5, and now the stunning knight e4 check and mate. What a beautiful puzzle. I mean, look, this knight on e4 controls f6, g5 check already being given, g6 is being attacked by this knight, and h5 also. This knight, this h6 and f5 pawns, f5 rooks are such a useless fellows because they are not even able to make their king escape, and the king has been checkmated famously in the middle of the board. How shameful it can be, right? Okay, so fourth puzzle, it's white to move again. So here you can see that we are clearly materially down. We have a knight, we have a rook, and we have a bishop. Bishop is being attacked by the opposition queen, and bishop on h3 is far more powerful as well. Only thing is, our king, which is considered a weakness, it is in the back rank, and the opposition black king has advanced far above. Okay, so here's the deal. Again, you consider this position as the position where black king slightly feels uncomfortable because he doesn't have any moves at this point. Okay, so the king cannot go to e3, king cannot go to e5, king cannot go to f4 due to this bishop check. King can go to only one move, that is f3. Okay, so so what can we do? Can we do something funny, something interesting, so that this f3 square can also be covered? Yes, you give us a sacrifice, f3 check. That's the correct move. Reason is, if you play king takes f3, then we have a nice knight e5 fork, forking your queen and your king as well, and your billion dollar assets will soon cease to exist. That's one thing. If you play f3 and if queen takes f3, then we have knight e2 check, attacking this queen, attacking this king, and everything gets checkmated quite easily. I mean, not a checkmate, but it's obviously a rook advantage. So we will not have any frustrations over that. That's one thing. So the correct move is f3, and whatever he goes, if he goes king, then knight e5 check, trapping the queen. And if he goes king e3, sorry, king f3, then you have knight e5. And if he goes somewhere like queen takes f3, then you have knight e2 check. Okay, I hope you get this. Let's move on to the final puzzle of the day. This is the final puzzle of the day. Let's solve this. Yeah. Here you have to note the anomaly. The anomaly is this position seems perfectly fine for black as well as for white, but there is some hidden problem here. Many of us would want to eliminate this knight by using the bishop, but actually this bishop can retreat back to f3, and then there may be some chaos or problems that may arise. Now, see this king, rook, and r rook. Sorry, from the arrows, rook. All three are in the same file. Which file? C file. They are on the same C file, which is open, completely open, not even semi-open, which is completely open, and both don't want to have a talk on this big manner. It doesn't send a good message. Okay, right? So, what killer blow does black have? Think over. You have a knight here, but then knight takes d4 is a threat, but you will first of all go to rook takes c1, sorry, rook takes c8, rook takes c8 check, followed by king d2. and you have basically not enough threats here. But can we reverse this direction to knight b4 here and attack this bishop as well as this rook as well? Very, very uncommon idea, right? So that's the answer. Okay, answer is knight b4. And if you go basically rook takes c8, that's the only move because rook is hanging. Then you have rook takes c8 check. And whatever king moves, you have knight takes d5. You are completely a piece up. In this game, you will win this easily. So the correct move here and how to think, as I said, all three are in the same open files, and this bishop is vulnerable to attack. Therefore, knight b4. Another attempt is like you can play bishop takes f7 check, but you can just take it using king as well. And ultimately, he will go rook takes c8, rook takes c8, followed by king d2, or king b1, whatever it is. It's game over. Okay. So I hope you all enjoyed this video, and like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And for more such puzzles, join the chess club of Mavericks 64 Nilgiri Chess Club and learn chess, do daily puzzles which we send. You will be able to improve your games way better than you have been at a way faster level. And you can reach out to our team for any chess related queries. We are happy to answer you all. That's it from my side. I'm Rohit Raghavan, and thank you so much for having the patience to watch this video. Stay tuned for the next videos. Thank you.